Michigan's rock station, Q106.
Hey, I'm Q106's Terry Stevens. Capital City Comic-Con is coming back to the Lansing Center in downtown Lansing, June 30th through July 2nd. Once again, it has a star-studded lineup of geek culture celebrities. We're going to be talking to them in the weeks leading up to the big show. Our guest this time around, you've seen her on Power Rangers Space and Power Rangers Turbo, the Yellow Ranger, Tracy Lynn Cruz. Q106, what's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, Terry, this is Tracy Cruz calling, Tracy Lynn Cruz.
Tracy Lynn Cruz, the Yellow Power Ranger. Great to hear from you, Tracy. Looking forward to hanging out with you and everybody else at Capital City Comic-Con. So Tracy, I mean, let's get into this right away. So you're part of this massive franchise, and when your agent, when your people first approached you with this role, what was your initial reaction?
Like when they approached me to do the audition or when I got the job?
Well, when they approached you to do the audition, they're like, hey, we want you to dress up like this and do this thing. What was your thing? What was your, because I mean, that is a role that like, that's not, that role's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people are like, I want to do Shakespeare. You know what I mean?
Well, so I was in college and I was working on getting my performing arts. That was what I was mastering in. And it came about that actually a friend told me that there was they were auditioning for it. And so as a starving student, you're like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do whatever. I'll, clean toilets if they need me to, whatever. So I did the audition, and with my dance background, I'm sure that played a lot of it. That helped a lot. I was able to land the role. So it was incredible. I had no idea that I was going to be yellow. I think primarily going in, I was thinking, okay, pink, but I got yellow, and the rest is history. I mean, it was amazing.
Very cool. And when you're approached by the fans of this thing, what's some of the common feedback that you get from fans after you took this role on?
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, it's been tremendous. I mean, you would never have think of how many people you have reached until I started doing these conventions. The conventions is what really gave me an understanding of what I was doing, and it's very humbling. It's a very humble position to be in when you have people coming to me and saying that, my character and whatever the script was at the time really resonated with them. And it's just very humbling. I guess all I can really express as far as that when fans come up to me. I mean, I get fans that really embrace and they cry, which I'm a crier too. So it's like, don't cry because you're going to make me cry. But yeah, I love doing these conventions for that reason, to be able to see that impact. It's amazing. And
you're married, you got kids. What do your kids think about this? Do you pop in the DVDs or do you stream it? What do they have to say about this when they see mom doing flippy things?
You're so funny because my kids, kids are kids. It's like, whatever. I didn't really expose them to that until my oldest, because I have four. And my oldest one had been wanting to go to Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, and I had never done conventions, and I was thinking, I don't know. He's asked me like 4 or 5 times because I've been invited to go to Comic-Con, and I just wouldn't go because I really didn't think that there was going to be a demand. And I'm like, I don't want to be there. I don't want to go there, and nobody shows up. And he begged me, and that's when I first kind of started going into it with the conventions. But it's really not my kids. I was working as a teacher, and so as a kindergarten teacher after the show, and it was not the students, but it was the parents that freaked out that their children were being taught by, a Power Ranger. And so I really was able to use that as leverage in the classroom, for kindergartners. But yeah, the parents were the ones that were just freaked out by it. They're like, "Oh my God, do you know who your teacher is?" It's that was kind of, it's kind of funny when you have that.
Right. Yeah, you get the nice gifts at the PTA meeting, for sure. That's great. Now, Tracy, you played Ashley Hammond, the yellow Turbo Ranger. What did you have in common with the Ashley Hammond character? Where did you connect the most with her?
So yes, I played Ashley in Turbo and in Space, and then I also did a cameo in Lost Galaxy as well. The character resonated with me by that strong type of, not the what do you call it, damsel in distress. She was very strong, and I can do it myself type of thing. And that's how I resonated. I've always been someone that, I can do it myself. If I need something done, I'll do it. And that, not in a feminist type of way, but just, if you want something done right, you do it yourself. So that's kind of how I resonated with that character. I think a little bit they try to typically write in what your interests are into the character as well. So interested in dance. I had a one of my episodes was that, and then I also had fashion in there, and one of my episodes was based on that. So yeah, that's how they played that.
And what was and where do you differ the most between you and Ashley? Besides, piloting a giant robot, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
You're probably driving a slightly more pedestrian vehicle.
Yeah. Well, I think I would differ in the fact that they had my character very, how do I say this? Because I know you might have young people listening, but they had her going from relationship to relationship to relationship, trying to figure out, where Ashley, I guess, I don't know, as far as where she belongs or who she belongs to or with or whatever. They really tried to work out in a matured type of style, trying to veer away from that childlike and develop more of that more mature character. And so they had me hooking up with everything and everyone. So
lot of fanfic going on there. Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's a big, that's how I differ from that. I don't see that at all. Considering that I've been in a stable relationship, but I just thought that was funny. I'm like, okay, so every time I got a script, all right, so who's actually hooking up with today?
I mean, look, what an odd choice for the character too. It's like, the lady's trying to save the world and stuff. Yeah, she probably has bigger concerns than I don't know, whatever the Power Rangers version of Tinder is. It's just like.
Oh, I think that they were trying to get away from that kind of childlike, and they when they started doing In Space, when we did that, that's where it really kind of took off with okay, we're going to try angling it differently, and we're going to focus more on character developing and relationships. And so that's where it started. It was like, okay, great, let's do it. What are we doing?
Right.
Who are we doing?
Now, you've been in this world for some time. I mean, you were a student when you got this role. Given your experience in this industry, what advice would you give someone who wants to get involved in acting and who wants to do on-screen roles?
Yeah, I think the first thing that I tell people is to, for sure, make sure that you are going to college campuses, and because there's always a need for students that are in the film industry, that they're looking for freelancers. for college purposes, and there's a lot of need there where they want either, background, or they want actors or whatever it is. But that's a good way to start and building your portfolio and resume. And then, of course, taking lots of acting classes and courses. Mainly, I would suggest doing improv, because that's really hard. As an actor, the hardest thing to do is to listen. And I think that's where it gets challenging for a lot of people, is to really listen, because everybody knows their own lines, but to really listen and to the other person, and that's what sets an actor apart, is are they able to listen?
Yeah, it makes it a bit more authentic when you're reacting, as the character would react, when you embody that rather than just reciting the line. I
Exactly.
definitely makes sense there. Well, Tracy, we look forward to hanging out with you. And there are some other Power Rangers cast members that are going to be hanging at Capital City Comic Con as well, June 30th through July 2nd, Lansing Center in downtown Lansing. Have you been to Lansing, Michigan before?
I have not, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited. Yes, myself and Roger will be representing the Space Rangers and Turbo, so I'm looking forward to kind of doing a mini reunion with him as well. But yeah, this will be my first time, so if there's any suggestions on food, I'm a foodie. I would love to hear it.
Yeah, as far as Lansing goes, its most popular signature cuisine is the olive burger. We're actually having an olive burger fest like a week from this weekend. So definitely grab one of those while you're in town.
An olive burger. All right. I will hold you to that. I'll see if I can get one.
There you go. Let me think on this. I'm sure that if you're a vegetarian, I think they have vegetarian options too. Not sure about that, but
No, I'm not a meat person, but I'm not against it. I live in Texas, so vegetarian is completely out of the question.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, Tracy, thank you so much for spending the time with us this afternoon, and we will see you in just a couple of weeks. Capital City Comic Con with Q106. Be well, yo.
Thank you.
Michigan's rock station, Q106.